Okay, here is a picture of my Atari 8-bit Plato prototype cartridge. For those of you who don't know what Plato is, Plato was kind of like a early internet, like a giant BBS. It was based in Chicago, if I remember right, and Atari had a cartridge that you could use to access the Plato network. And the Plato network had a lot of online games, educational things, etc. for the online people. The problem with it, of course, it was in the early 1980s, and 300 baud was kind of the thing, and no unlimited long distance calling. So it cost a lot of money to log into Plato and use it if you weren't in the Chicago area. So it failed rapidly. Now, I am not sure if Atari ever marketed this cartridge or not. I never saw any new in the box at all. Nothing came through my place at all. The only thing that I ever got from Atari was this cartridge and a brief explanation of what it was supposed to do. And so I can plug this into my trusty XE game machine, and we have the camera aimed at the television set. Steve did a good job. We're in, of course, my computer lab today. The only problem is you plug it in and turn it on, and it doesn't do anything. All you do is hear a high-pitched noise, and which kind of sounds to me like what you would hear when you're dialing up a modem, or perhaps even the noise you hear from a fax machine. So what I did was, when I got this cartridge out of Atari many years ago, at least 30 years ago, maybe longer, I documented it to a floppy disk. It comes on one 8K EEPROM. Probably 97 or 1998, around there. I made a couple of them, and I put them on eBay, and I warned the people who bought them that there was nothing there, that it didn't do anything. But of course, being a copy of a prototype, it sold. But I only did this a few times, so I have no idea if there's any of these cartridges floating around or not, or what's floating around is from the two cartridges I made. So here we go. I'm going to plug it into my trusty XE game machine. You will not see a thing. You will only hear something coming from the TV. Here we go. Oh no, it worked this time. Boy, I think I may have seen this in the 80s sometime, but I don't remember it. But here it is. It actually worked this time. Copyright 1981-1983 Atari. Welcome to Atari Plato, August 30th, 1983, 48K version, communication error. So that's the noise you're hearing, is the trying to communicate with Plato. And of course, I don't think Plato's there anymore. I think it's gone, but somebody may have some more information on it than I. The label on the cartridge is so worn out that you can barely read it. It does say Plato. I think Steve got a couple things off of it that he could read. I'm not sure which version this is, and I think there was a copyright on the label of 1983. So that's basically it. If Plato's still there, and you had old dial-up, you may even be able to access it with this cartridge. I don't know. So, but anyways, that's it. Nothing real major exciting. That is my Plato prototype cartridge. And as usual, it's Saturday, and Steve and I are making movies. Thanks for viewing.